Let's do it live on a Tuesday edition of Cleveland Browns Daily. I am merely Bo. He is the great Z. What a Monday night.
First
You're
of
welcome.
all,
You're welcome, kids.
The heater continues. What
a Monday night.
What a week by you.
2 for 2.
Let's be honest. I'm over here 9-6. Oh, look at me. I've made some money. No, you.
How do we do?
Called 13-2. Well, how do we do? You knew you're 11-2 going into last night. 13-2 for Mr. Bishop. Now we each had last year. I went and looked. We each had a 14-2 week last year.
We did have for week 1. I think I went 14-2 last.
It was early in the season for you, and then mine was a few. It was also early-ish.
And you've had one of these already, haven't you? Had a 14-2 or an 11? You've had something in the vicinity.
Let's see, 10-6. Well, you started off. You went 12-4. Week 1, 12-4, 10-6. Week 2, 7-9, 5-11. Week 3, 9-7, 9-7. Week 4, 9-7, 11-5. 9-5, 6-8. 10-5, 8-7.
Oh, I needed that. Was last week.
And then now 9-6 and 13-2.
Yeah, you're welcome.
9-6, 13-2. This is the first
That's a good
time when we all I missed were our differences.
You and I got everyone we picked together we got right.
Well, we didn't get Green Bay, and we didn't get Denver together. But every one of the differences, which there were 4, obviously, you got right, and I didn't. I did not get any of them right.
Yeah, I mean it was it happens.
Still,
these things. We're thriving. Thriving as is typically the case.
Dude, that by the way, that's a big vault for you. That bumps you all the way up to 20 games over 500, and I'll be at 18. How about it?
In all honesty, just patting ourselves on the back aside, although that's what I'm going to do. It is pretty remarkable. We've been doing this now. Is this 8 seasons?
18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25.
8 seasons. We pick every single game paying attention to the scores, and we've never even been in the vicinity of 500, let alone underneath.
No.
We've never been under.
There's plenty of time left.
No. I know. But it's pretty hard. Knock on plexiglass. It's very difficult for us to not end up above 500 with this type of a lead.
It feels
because we're only going to get more dialed into what's happening week to week.
Feels like we're in a good spot,
and we're 38 games over 500.
Yes,
I mean that's living. How did you consume last night? What did you take in?
I watched the entirety of Tampa and Detroit. And I watched the very beginning. I saw my guy Jackson Smith and Jigba score a touchdown, and then that was pretty much it. Then I was kind of just like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
It's too late. It's too late of a start for, college Nate.
Yeah.
Would have been great.
Oh, you're thriving.
Yeah, we've been having a party.
10 o'clock?
Yeah, we probably would have had the one game on, then we would have had Raw on the TV.
Yes,
we would have had the second game on. We would have gone until about 2 in the morning.
You would have had it.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, it's I can't do it. I can't do 10 o'clock.
1 in the morning end.
Yeah, it's craziness. It's utter absurdity. I understand why they're doing it. Do you know what's happening tonight, by the way? Tonight is the opening of the NBA.
I did not know that.
So it starts tonight. There's 2 games. I want to say it's Oklahoma City and Houston early, and then Lakers-Warriors late. So Oklahoma City, Houston's like 7:30. Warriors-Lakers is a 10 o'clock tip, I believe.
Yeah.
It's on Big Boy NBC.
It's their new deal.
Right. So that means here locally, I believe Channel 3 is the NBC. Channel 3 will have NBA on at 10 o'clock. So their local news would be at the end of that. I think I have this right.
1 a.m.
1 o'clock in the morning, like a March Madness situation where it's 12:30 in the morning. But this is the value of sport. And this is why people are paying what they're paying for NBA, even though it doesn't rate anything like football. It's why they're paying what they're paying for baseball and all of it, hockey, all of it. Because WNBA, because it's still better than what the rest of it is, and it costs less for the networks and the streamers. It's the one thing that if you have it, people will seek it out. The people who care will seek it out.
Yes.
And, I mean, just like the Columbus Crew, who played tonight in the MLS Cup playoffs against FC Cincinnati.
Go Crew.
Go Crew. Which is the Hell is Real. That's their big rivalry game. The people that are there, the MLS a couple of years ago, they went with an Apple TV is where their games were going to be broadcast. And the people who care about it found it, sought it out, paid for it, and watch it. And while that maybe isn't as big a number as people who would flip by and find it, they have people who are locked in and dialed into their games.
Yep.
And they're watching it. So yeah, this is the new norm, man. Is you're going to get 7 o'clock, 10 o'clock windows on this stuff, and we're just a lot of it's going to happen in closets for us. Because I'm not seeing that. I'm not seeing no midnight on a Monday in October. Forget it.
We find out what we can watch it the next morning. Luca loves little highlights in the morning.
Little highlight clip.
Little Sports Center.
Yeah,
he loves Sports Center. Yeah.
Sitting in that little thing where he just goes like this, and then.
Well, now he's really liking kicking the stuff. So he's got like one where it's like a vertical kind of keyboard.
Yeah.
He kicks in and plays that song about the elephants and the monkeys, and boy, it's a banger.
When they get excited and they get like this, just all jacked up.
Yeah.
Detroit, the best team in the NFC?
I don't think so. I think they're good. I don't think they're the best team in the NFC. I think it's also interesting what Vegas's perception of the Buccaneers was or is. Because they were 6.5 to the Lions. Mm-hmm. They had Evans. They had Ibuka. Mm-hmm. They're 6.5 to the Lions, who are without their entire starting secondary.
Yep.
All 5 of them.
Yep.
And I was thinking in my mind, I'm like, wait a second. When the Browns went to Pittsburgh, we were 5.5-point underdogs.
Yeah.
So Vegas thought that was a more lopsided matchup than ours. Mm-hmm. I thought that was interesting. Obviously, that's why we went that direction. That's why I went that direction, strictly on the spread theory, and that was prescient, it turned out to be. I think the Lions are very good. I think the Seahawks are the best team in the NFC. They are playing great defense. They've got an excellent offense. Jackson Smith and Jigba's out of playing all world. Darnold was okay in this one.
Yeah.
From the highlights I saw, but they feel like they are completely in control of what they are doing up there, and they played very well. The only game they lost was actually, believe it or not, a shootout, or they lost 2, but they lost one of them.
Both 5-2.
Was a shootout to the Bucks, in which a kind of bad luck for Darnold pass goes off a helmet.
Yep.
And ends up getting intercepted, and that ended that game.
So the only thing I will give you pause to consider with your Seattle take is they don't really have a lot of quality wins.
Okay, give me their rundown.
All right, so they beat Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh. That's a nice win, 31-17. Then they beat the Saints.
That's a very nice win.
That's what I said. It's a very nice win. They beat the Saints. They beat the Cardinals. They beat the Jaguars, and they beat the Texans.
All right, the Jags, at the time they beat them.
That's their wins. And they have the second highest win-loss percentage. I'm sorry, the second largest point differential in the NFC.
When they beat the Jags, that was the Jags' only loss.
Yeah.
Jags were 4. They were the 1-4-1 for the Jags. Jags are now 4-3, I believe.
Yeah.
But they were the 1. So that's a pretty quality win. Jags beat Kansas City.
Well, yeah. They did. But I don't know that either one of us think Jacksonville's going to be much. I think maybe, I don't want to put words
Houston
in your mouth.
coming off of a bye.
Yeah.
Coming off of, they had won 2 in a row, Houston.
Houston's 2-4. They were 2-3 going into it.
And they had won 2 in a row.
Yeah. Here's the conversely, here's the Lions wins. Now, their losses are to the Packers and the Chiefs. Quality losses, as it were.
Yeah.
Their wins are Bears at Ravens with Lamar, us, Bengals at Bengals, and then Bucks. They beat the Bucks 24-9. So the common opponent would be Bucks.
Bucks beat them.
Yeah. Would be that.
I think the other team is the Rams. I think the Rams are in that discussion.
So I like them too. I've been very, very high on them. Their losses are to the Eagles and to the Niners, of course. Their wins are
they beat the Colts.
But as we know, they did though.
Fortunate, but they did.
Yep. Their wins are against the Texans and Titans, so nothing there. But then they did beat the Colts. They beat the Ravens without Lamar, and then they beat Jacksonville 35-7. I guess what's interesting to me is you could make an argument, as you just did for Seattle. You could make an argument, as I just did, for Detroit. You could probably make an argument for Green Bay. You could make an argument for the Rams. You could make an argument for Philly, probably. Those would be the teams. And
Sure.
I don't know that any one of them, though, there isn't one of them that seems the way Detroit seemed last year, the way some of the Niners teams have felt like in recent years, or even the Rams team a couple years ago that won it. I think in part because of injury, But like, there isn't anybody in the NFC that I look at and go, yeah, them. I mean, there's a group of 5 or 6 teams we just mentioned. By the way, somehow the Niners are 5-2 with a billion injuries.
Because, I mean,
they just keep winning. It's just
incredible.
crazy.
Yeah, and their losses are Bucks. And who else beat them?
Bucks, Jaguars.
Okay.
Jaguars 26-21. Those are their only 2 losses. Their wins are Seattle, New Orleans, Arizona, Rams, and Falcons is the way that goes. But I think that Detroit team's going nowhere. And that if you were in Beamsy got a nearly very cruel lesson last night. He had a very big lead in fantasy football, and then he played Jahmyr Gibbs. And that almost got him. Almost got him. He thought he was safe. Not.
No. You can.
Not on a Monday night, baby.
I'll never forget the year that I had Sean Alexander when he went for 5 scores on a Monday night game. And then there was one year where it was a Vic and Deshaun Jackson for me and S. We had a huge run.
When Vic threw it basically out of Philadelphia's stadium. That was all at half. Didn't he have 4 touchdowns at half in that game?
Yeah, it was something completely insane.
Some absurd game. And it was like, oh, yeah, that's the Mike Vick that we've known and loved. So Detroit gets a nice win over Tampa Bay, 24-9. In that win, the loss of Mike Evans with appears to be a broken collarbone. I don't know if it was made official today, but kind of the way that it seemed.
That's what. Yep.
Which will end a streak that will go down in history. It's 11 straight seasons with 1,000 yards receiving for Mike Evans in what will be a walk into Canton Gold Jacket Hall of Fame career.
Should be,
but
yes.
that will come to an end this year.
Yeah, it's sad. It was tough to watch. He thought at first he was going to catch that long pass, and then it went to, he didn't hang on, and then you're like, he's down, crumpled on the ground. Mm-hmm. Oh, this doesn't look good. Terrible.
Yeah.
Such a bummer. Such an elite player for so long. That was a 2014 draft. I go back to that, and I remember I was watching at the time when I was doing stuff for the then general manager Ray Farmer, and watching quarterbacks, and I remember watching Johnny, and I was just like, who the heck is this guy?
Yeah, who's Megatron over here?
You just throw it up to him, and he can't, 6'5", runs like the wind, tough. He's just a stud. He's a stud. Yeah, sad to see him to go down. He seems like a great guy. You can tell the respect his teammates have for him. Go back to last year when they made sure he got to 1,000 yards at the end of the season. Just a very cool moment.
Mike Evans that year with Johnny, the 2013 season, 69 for 1,394 and 12 touchdowns.
Yeah.
20 yards a catch.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
For Mike Evans that year at A&M. We talked a little bit about Seattle. They're as legit as can be and going nowhere, and I'm with you. I put them in that very highest echelon. Houston at 2-4, big-time struggles.
They're terrible.
You mentioned they won 2 in a row. Their wins were against against Tennessee and the Ravens without Lamar. So those are their only 2 wins. They cannot run it at all. They can't run it at all. They're completely one-dimensional. They're not very good up front at all. And you'd have to go back. I mean, the general would know down there, but I mean, just in terms of what decisions were made after the rookie year that they had down there when they beat us in the postseason after 2023, were there decisions that were made that should have buttressed weaknesses sooner before it got to this point? Because now it feels like it's kind of a mess, and they have no threat on the ground whatsoever, and they cannot protect. And it feels like Nico Collins isn't quite what he was, but I don't know how much of that is off the rest of it. Because they were so dynamic in 2023, and it's just been pretty brutal since. And this year, they didn't even really try to improve the run game. I mean, we love Nick Chubb, but it's been a long time. And there's really nothing there to worry about to defend other than Nico Collins.
Yeah, and they drafted Woody Marks. They drafted, as you mentioned, you mentioned Nico Collins, but they drafted Jaden Higgins. Mm-hmm. I think they drafted another receiver as well this season. Let me take a look at this real fast. But what's crazy is you're talking about a team that's got the quarterback, in C.J. Stroud. You've got him on his rookie. This is when you pull off the trade that you pulled off with us, and it has the results that it has. You have the offensive rookie of the year. this is when you're supposed to be able to go. As you're supposed to be loaded up. You got Stroud on a rookie deal. You should be able to, load up the team in every other facet. And that just has not been the case for them so far this year. And you're talking about they got big names all over the place. Nico Collins on offense. You got Nico Collins. Dalton Schultz is certainly a very capable tight end. He brought in Nick Chubb at this point, who is not, unfortunately, is not, what he used to be, but still has been okay. Defensively, they've got a lot. Will Anderson's got 4 sacks. Daniil Hunter's got 4 sacks. They got Stingley. Mm-hmm. They've got Jalen Petrie. They've got, real people. Their defense hasn't been terrible. It's just they have not been able to offensively do anything.
Nothing.
They have been a terrible offensive football team. And that's one of the things, I think it's kind of stunning to see where they are right now. They rank right now points for 21st, yards 23rd. It's just kind of a surprise that's who this team is.
Yeah, and now when you're talking about your 2 wins being against those 2 teams, that's what you are.
Nothing.
That's exactly what you are. Quinshon Judkins is up for NFL Rookie of the Week. His competition this week are Jackson Dart, Cam Ward.
It's exactly what I said.
Jackson Dart.
I have the one sheet right there with all of their numbers from the week.
Aronde Gadsden, if it's not going to be our guy, if it's not going to be Quinshon, it's got to be Aronde Gadsden.
I don't know how Cam Ward makes this list.
That's how old we are.
I guess it's the best he's played, but he also had one of the worst turnovers you'll see where the ball just dropped it.
Same with Dart.
And Travis Hunter was all garbage time.
Yes.
That was garbage
Aronde
time.
Gadsden.
Gadsden's probably the other one, if not our guy. It's probably him. Jackson Dart, for all the theatrics, he's 15 to 33, man. So let's go Q. Did you guys watch any of the baseball? Game 7 in the American League?
I've seen the highlight of Springer.
Yeah. So my family my cousins lived in Seattle and Mariner fans their whole lives, and I was unaware that the Mariners are the only team in Major League Baseball to have never played for a championship. They're the only one. Every other team in Major League Baseball has played in the World Series. Man. At some point in 130-plus years of Major League Baseball, everybody else has played in the World Series at least once, and the Seattle Mariners have not. They've been around since 1977 and have never played. And they really have never got close. That's as close as they've ever come. Game 7 of an American League Championship Series. I don't know if they ever
Didn't
played.
they get with Randy Johnson? Were they ever good?
I don't think they ever got to a Game 7. I mean, they won a division series with Randy Johnson when they had with Griffey Jr. and somebody hit the home run. I can't remember.
Didn't they have Alex Rodriguez too?
I can't remember if A-Rod was up there at that point or not. Could have been. Edgar Martinez. I mean, they had some good teams.
Martinez, sure.
I mean, that's what the Indians kept beating them in the 90s.
That's probably
with Buhner. Randy Johnson,
Jay Buhner, Edgar
Griffey.
Martinez, Griffey, A-Rod.
Yep.
They had squads.
They
never got – I don't know if they ever
couldn't
got
get past the Indians.
Yeah.
The Indians beat them in 95.
So in 95
maybe?
They made the playoffs in 95 and 97.
So 97, would Griffey have still been there?
Yeah, with Griffey, they made it in 95 and 97.
Did he go to the Reds in 98 maybe?
And the Indians went to the World Series both those years.
I never remembered him playing for the White Sox.
Who's that?
Ken Griffey Jr.?
Man, at the end. I think there was – this guy's bounced around. But
I'm trying to see that.
But they never got – I don't even know. I mean, they've never got that close with a 3-1 lead going into the 7th inning of a Game 7 before Springer hits the home run. I also didn't realize Cal Raleigh hit 65 home runs this year, regular season and postseason at catcher.
Yeah.
Crazy. But yeah,
it was
that's
only their 4th appearance in the championship series.
Is that it, Kev?
Yeah.
I mean, just haven't done it. And they've had some great players, but for whatever reason, they've never gotten close to that. So they're the only Major League Baseball team without ever getting to the championship round.
So they lost. Yeah, they lost. So in 95, they lose 4-2.
Yep.
So they got a Game 6.
In 96, they finished second in the AL West, but I think that year that doesn't do it for you.
That doesn't do it, no.
And then in 97, 90, and 72, finished first in the AL West. They lost to the Orioles 3-1 in the division series.
Yeah. Like, gosh, that's pain, man.
Yeah.
Like, never seeing it. Like, that's how, I mean, we know. I mean, it's just hard.
Yeah.
It's so hard to get there.
I got to tell you, though, when you look at the Blue Jays and the stuff they have great gear. All that baby blue in the crowd.
Everybody's brought back
looked,
baby blue.
Well,
I mean, the Phillies are wearing baby blue now. The Brewers wore baby blue.
It's quite good.
Because it's, I mean, they did that in the 80s. Everybody's road uniform was baby blue. The Cardinals had baby blue. Like, everybody did. It's funny. I'm watching. I'm thinking, like, what are the Blue Jays? And I'm rooting for the Mariners because my family's out there. And I'm like, and I'm watching. I'm like, the Blue Jays won. I mean, it's won one. How long ago was that? I mean, they've won one. Then I'm like, oh my God, that's 93, dummy.
It's John Olerud, baby.
That is 1990 John Olerud.
That's like, isn't that Joe Carter?
Joe Carter hit the shot on Mitch Williams.
Yeah, the wild thing.
Hit it out. Won it. Walk-off in a Game 6. It wasn't a Game 7, but it was a Game 6. That's 1993.
Yeah.
I'm like, you
I think
idiot.
they went
That's
back to
32
back.
years ago.
Yeah.
They did. They won in 92 and 93.
Yeah.
I know I'm a little late to the party, but why did Houston let George Springer go?
Oh, geez, I don't know.
Guy was like an all-star every year
of my
for them,
depth.
was top 15 in the MVP voting the year after, and then he goes to Toronto. That was a pretty clutch hit, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, 3-run bomb in the bottom of the 7th.
Yeah.
That'll do it. So it'll be the plucky Dodgers and the plucky Blue Jays. Just two little engines trying their best.
Are
Number
the Blue
one
Jays
payroll.
like huge
I think
spenders?
they're 6th in payroll.
How do they do that?
Have you been to Toronto?
Toronto's very nice, very expensive
Big city, brother. They got a lot of money.
Yeah.
They got a lot of money. Have you guys ever been to Skydome
Yes.
for a game? It's kind of crazy,
I
isn't
tried
it?
to get J-Mac.
really cool.
J-Mac went up there this summer with his lady. I go, dude, you're going. Leave early. There was a noon game, and he missed it.
Yeah,
and
it's
I'm
fun.
still like, dude.
It's really cool.
It's a pink pant.
I'm going
If
to
I
go
may,
ahead and
the
call
Blue
that more of a
Jays-
fuchsia. Yeah, that is more of a
Go ahead,
fuchsia.
Kev.
The Blue Jays are what the Guardians would be with money, just because it's the old front office from the Guardians.
Yeah,
is up
you're
there in
right.
Toronto, and that's how, like, the way that they still operate in a very similar way, but with more money and now being able to pay more guys. Like,
That's right.
And just in that market, I'm just saying the market.
No, you're
not
right.
because-
You're right. Is that Shapiro? Is he up there?
Yes.
Yeah, Shapiro, and then Ross Atkins also from
All those
our
cats. Yeah.
front office. Yep.
Yeah. It's a
And
massive
a lot of
city.
Guardians on the team too.
Yeah. So there you go. So that'll start on Friday night will be the World Series. Those are your Hot Topics today presented by University Hospitals, official healthcare partner of your Cleveland Browns. Coming up next, Alex Wright from the podium in your Microsoft Minute. Zastel will join us coming up at 4 o'clock, which is customary on a Tuesday. We're off and running. You're listening to Cleveland Browns Daily. We're presented by Bally Bet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns. Please bet responsibly on 850 ESPN Cleveland. Elk & Elk, serious lawyers, serious injuries. Call 1-800-ELK Ohio for a free case review. Elk & Elk's proud partner of your Cleveland Browns. Time to head to the podium. Presented by Vivid Seats. Purchase your official fan experience package today for the ultimate game day. Here's defensive end Alex Wright.
Hey, Alex,
You're down.
wondering what are your thoughts on maybe some things that you learned from Mike Vrabel at all last year in the times that you were around him? You know, what kind of tone did he maybe help set for you guys when he was here?
I would say he was loud. He was also very detailed, and he was smart also. So, I mean, he always brought the energy, not only as a player, but as a coach also. Just glad to be around, just being able to be hands-on. That's one thing that I always seen with him when he was with it. He was always hands-on. So, that's one thing I always thought about him as. I always thought him as a good person, somebody to come talk to, based off because he played the position and stuff like that, just to be a sponge by him. But other than that, that's pretty much what I seen from him from my point of view.
Alex, what was it like for you guys yesterday to play with a big lead like that?
It felt good. It felt good, but I mean, nobody wants to play from behind. I feel like it will always be good to play while you're ahead. But just keeping the main thing as a defense, just attacking, just everybody doing their job, just staying on your keys, just simple is better. We don't have to do, nobody has to do extra or do minimum. Like everybody just do their part, and good things turn out for itself. And that's what I was saying yesterday. It just felt like the energy was different. The crowd was still, the dog pound. Our team just brought like extra fire within us with just being not where we want to be, and that led up from the practices, the film rooms to bringing it to the game. So, I mean, what you seen yesterday was you just seen people that kept their head down and just kept working and took everything serious.
And then in weather like that, especially the first half, is there an advantage, the offensive line or defensive line? Does one side have a more advantage in that kind of weather?
It just depends. I would say with our style of defense, I feel like they tried to use it against us, but it didn't work out in their favor because we prepped for it. We worked in practice at it. So just being sound to our sound to what we have going, just like, okay, if you saying, okay, they're gonna run screens and stuff like that, all right, bet, make sure y'all keep your eyes out for screens, make sure you don't forget to rush, but also, be mindful of what they could try to do to try to turn against us just based off how we play as a defense. So we had our eye out for it, and we put it to bed as quick as possible. So
hey, when Miles moves around like he did, what does that do for you defensively, and what do you see it do to the offense?
I mean, it puts them in a bind because Miles has always been on the right side. Well, the offense is left our right side, and just for him to, they put a lot on him responsibility-wise just to, go, inside, outside, go to the left a little bit, go to the right, just to mess with their game plan because, they're always looking to chip to his side or, try to slide to his side and stuff like that. So for him to, I know it kind of messed their plans up a little bit. But for, it also opened it up for, everybody else also, just to try to get to the quarterback and stuff like that. So, but for him, it was a big kudos to him for handling that type of responsibility, and he did it with ease.
And what did you think about Jim? It felt like his game plan was more aggressive, bringing more blitzes maybe than he normally does.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a different type of style offense. It's not like any other offense that we played so far. You have a left-handed quarterback in Tua, so just trying to mix it up, make him feel as uncomfortable as possible, which we succeeded in. So I mean, it was a lot thrown at us, but it wasn't nothing that we can handle.
Hey, Alex, just what did you think about the defense collectively getting that game ball, and did you all give Coach Schwartz a hard time for going a little viral for accepting it shirtless last night?
We was waiting on him for a good bit. I mean, Schwartz, he's in and out. So, but yeah, it was just like I harped on it. It felt like we was back in 2023 again. Not trying to live in the past or whatnot, but just the energy and the swagger and just the physicality approach that we wanted to bring. I feel like you seen a lot of it yesterday, and it's not just D line making plays. It was the back end making plays. It was the linebackers making plays, and it was just constantly and just consistently and consistently. And there was times where where a run broke out. It was like a 40-yard run or a 70-yard run. It was like we didn't budge. We didn't hold our heads down. We recouped in the huddle, and we got back out there and put a stop to it. So just the term of being resilient as a defense, and just coming together and just being with each other. That's what you want to have in a defense, and that's what we preach to each other. That's what Swartz preached. That's what we preach in our meeting rooms. That's what we preach out in practice also. So just taking it into the game and just watching it into fruition, it's kind of like you see it on the other end, and it can kind of feel demoralizing a little bit. So just for that to be a part of it, it feels good. So we just got to be consistent. We just got to keep working at it. Just take one game at a time and one practice at a time.
And then what's it like been getting to know and like seeing Tyson these first couple of games with you guys? And I mean, the fact like he's so big, he's a bigger corner, but he moved so fast to obviously chase Achane down on that one like 46-yard run and stop the touchdown.
Yeah. When we seen that was just like you just see like a never die attitude from Tyson. Like in the fact that Achane was a track runner, I think in college, and I think they said Tyson had like a track background. It's kind of like you see it and it's like, okay, he could run. That's great. And then you see the lockdown, then you see the pick six and stuff like that. Just seeing him, just get traded, because being traded, nobody wants to go through that. And I know it could be surreal, it could be emotional and stuff like that, but for him to come in and just get to work and not be down about what happened and just move on and just it's a new life, it's a new path and stuff like that. So for him to have the type of game he's had, I can't wait to see him just build on it more and more and more.
Alex, what part of your game are you working on right now? Where can you keep getting better?
In every aspect. I mean, I can never not get better. I have no ceiling, and I feel like I was just getting started. Especially as I said back in training camp, I left a lot on the table being hurt last year. So for me to come back and just put it on film and put it out for, the NFL to see is kind of good for me, but it's also keeping me humble to the fact that, don't never get full. Always stay hungry. Always stay humble. Always keep working what you think is not good enough. And that's just me personally. That's just everything. Everybody has something to work on. Me, it could be, my flexibility in pass rush and run stop and stuff like that. If I see something on film or if I see something in practice, I take it, to the next period and say, okay, I want to work on this, or just stay consistent. And that's what me and Jocka worked on. In pre-practice, I would come out early, work on my steps, work on my angles, work on my hand placement, work on, my eyes and stuff like that. Just simple little stuff that turns a con into a pro. So my thing is, I don't have a ceiling. I feel like I can always get better, and and I can always just always just stay humble about it, because I can have a good game, and then knock on wood, I could have a bad game next, and that's not the goal for me. My goal is just to stay consistent and just stay working.
I want to build off Scott's question from earlier. I mean, it seems like, first of all, you guys have certainly had a good year on defense, but it felt like something yesterday was different in your approach, your aggressiveness, some of the more exotic blitzes or simulated pressures. What about that part of your game plan is repeatable, and what about that was specific to Miami?
I mean, it's just different disguises and stuff like that, stuff they never seen before, which is, like I said, stuff that we have never did before. Like, I dropped more times than I would have ever thought I would imagine yesterday. But I mean, it's just like, we keep it simple. We also like to mix it up. So I don't like to fix what's broken and stuff like that either. So, and it just goes, okay, let's see how this works in practice. If Swartz like it, then, that's good. And if he doesn't like it, we're not going to bring that to the game. That's not what we do. So if it doesn't look right, we're going to throw it away. But if it looks right and if it looks good, then he has a chance to pull it out in game if he wants to. And also if he's sure of it. So I just feel like we matched up with their play style well, especially with the weather yesterday. So just trying to get the ball out. I know they was gonna get the ball out quick. So we was trying to send a corner blitz every now and then just to see having Miles inside and stuff like that, mixing him around and stuff like that. Just messing with their game plan. So I feel like we did a good job at it.
Yeah, Alex, just wondering, how have you seen Grant Delpit elevate his game this season, and what did you think of the game he had yesterday?
I felt like he had a dominant game. I feel like he had an all-pro game. And we always talk about with Grant. Me and Grant have got closer over the years also, and just the fact of seeing him grow up into the leader, not only verbally but as his play on the field and stuff like that, and just seeing him around in the locker room. He is one of those guys that he may not talk all the time. He'll talk a little bit, here and there. He have his fun moments. But when it's time to work, it's time to work. And when you look at 9 in the back end, he's always doing the right thing. He's always around the ball. He's always, harping his teammates up. Just having that energy in the back end of when we need a spark or something like that, 9 is gonna make it happen. So just seeing him coming to fruition and just him being, this consistent and stuff like that, he's gonna have an all-pro year. So I can't wait to see that.
All right, there you go, Alex Wright from the podium on a Victory Monday presented by Vivid Seats. Purchase your official fan experience package today for the ultimate game day. Time now for your Microsoft Minute presented by Microsoft and the Microsoft Surface Copilot Plus PC. And for more on the Microsoft Minute, here's Dr. Z. Ooh, good catch.
That's empty anyway, basically.
I don't know. There's a little in there.
There's a little,
no lids,
a little
no lids.
something in there. Never go lid. I like to live dangerously.
Live dangerously.
Yeah.
I also like to live dangerously.
Great movies. Not on TV nearly enough.
No.
So just wanted to focus for a second on this defense. We heard Alex Wright talking about, we heard about a little bit of a different plan there for the Cleveland Browns. And I think this is what jumps out to me in this game. We talked about the 4 sacks. Yes, we did get 4 sacks there. You got 1 from Jerome Baker. Myles Garrett, Donovan McMillan. So 1 sack from your defensive line. 1 sack from your defensive line. 3 sacks from either linebackers or safeties. So this speaks to the exotic pressures that Jim Schwartz was employing, played more zone. We had a lot of those simulated pressures at a higher rate than we've done in any game this year, and that's what you got. Your quarterback hits, Shelby Harris had 1, Myles Garrett had 2, Delpit had 2, Donovan McMillan, obviously on his sack, got 1. You got 2 forced fumbles in this game. Jerome Baker got the ball out. Grant Delpit got the ball out. We recovered Grant Delpit's on the special teams. Passes defense. This was a season we had 6 of them. 2 for Campbell, 1 for Hickman, 1 for Jenkins, 1 for Miles Harden, and 1 for Mason Graham. We got the 3 picks, Jenkins, Campbell, and Hickman. So that was all of this was just very effective. But here's what I loved as well. Making plays in the backfield. The Browns had 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 tackles for loss in this game. 11. Baker had 1, Delpit had 1, Garrett had 2, McMillan had 1, Schlesinger had 1, Alex Wright, who you just heard from, had 2, Miles Harden had 1, Mason Graham had 1 as well. So this was just a good, dominant defensive effort from your Cleveland Browns. Every level was making plays, and that's what we need more of. Offensively, there's still a lot of room to work on. There's a lot of things that have to get better, but I really liked what we saw there. And then how about this? Myles Garrett on the season leads the team. He's got 10 tackles for a loss. The 2 guys that play opposite him, Alex Wright, he's got 6. Isaiah McGuire's got 5. So that other spot is giving you, right now, opposite Myles. Myles is 5 sacks, 10 tackles for loss. The opposite with his Alex Wright, McGuire, 3 sacks, 11 tackles for loss through 7 games. You'll take that all day long.
Sure will. Good job out of you. And that is your Microsoft Minute presented by Microsoft and the Microsoft Surface Copilot Plus PC. Coming up next, a little higher or lower, or is it just right? It's coming up next. Just
baby.
The Browns Daily presented by Ballybet, official sports betting partner, your Cleveland Browns on 850 ESPN Cleveland. And more fun to your fandom of the Ballybet Sportsbook app. Download today. Get 50 back in bonus bets. You place that first wager of 10 or more. Ballybet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns. Time for a little higher, lower, or just right. Hello, Gibby.
Hi, gentlemen.
How are you?
Fine.
Your
It's a
burners
fine
are
day.
active. Your burners are very active, I see today.
I saw that. I noticed the Guras were pretty active yesterday.
Oh, God. Did you have some? Yeah, you did. You had
Yep.
your boy. Yeah, these girls were out.
Right at Bo.
Who was coming at me? Why was anyone coming at me?
First of all, why would
It's
that
about
be,
your hair.
Why is that my burner?
I think we know.
You know what?
You were coming at me? One of your
Yeah.
Why would he would never come
Why
at
would
me?
I come at him
It's
for his
my
hair?
blood brother.
Well, look at your head hair.
Lone
Look at his.
Ranger, Kemosabe.
I like my hair.
Lone Ranger, Kemosabe.
Yeah.
Or Kemosabe, Lone Ranger. However.
Either way, whatever.
We have
doesn't
each other's
matter.
back. Poncho
Two
and
Lone
Cisco.
Ranger or Lone Ranger. I mean,
Either way,
two
that's what I
of-
said.
two
Either
of
way.
us.
Two Lone Rangers.
Two
It's
Lone
fine.
Rangers.
Yeah.
It's better than one.
Whatever you need. Wouldn't be so lone, would we, if there were two of us?
No. No, you wouldn't.
Just be a couple of Rangers.
Yep.
Two Rangers. Is that the Lone Ranger? No, that's two. How many people under 40 even know who the Lone Ranger is?
You guys know who the Lone Ranger is?
I do.
Kev
Nope,
does.
these
Kev's a
two
good
don't.
man and thorough. They don't. Yeah, I don't think
Nope.
they do. Do they know who Zorro is?
You know who Zorro is?
We already went through this. The guy that you're saying
The
is
Ted
my burner
Lasso
is a
character,
well-documented
The
real
Ted
person.
Lasso character is who they say is Zorro?
That's what G-Man
Get
said.
out of here.
Oh, my God. We're losing our history here, kids.
Satch is a real
Shame.
person, by the way, who's been.
I don't know what we're talking about. This is the
what
guy
he
who
said.
asked if I dyed my
were-
hair?
Yes,
Yeah.
and he's claiming it's my burner. It's Satch is a real person.
Satch,
Who's been.
Satch,
Yeah.
if I dyed it, I wouldn't have the gray in it. If I was dyeing it right here.
I mean,
See
it's
those
beautiful.
strands?
It's
See those
beautiful.
strands?
It's a beautiful head of hair.
Have another one,
Strands?
Satch.
Yeah, there's strands in there.
It's happy hour somewhere. About 12 minutes, actually.
Might just go jet black one of these days. See what happens.
Whoa.
Yeah. All right, you ready?
Yeah, sure.
Go ahead.
Higher, lower, just right. Something simple here on a Tuesday
All right.
via ESPN.com. Who are the top 10 teams in the NFL right now? According to ESPN, these are the top 10. 1, Detroit. 2, Indy. 3, Philly. 4, Tampa. 5, the Rams.
What is this?
6, Bills.
List.
7, Chiefs. 8, Packers. 9, Seahawks. 10, 49ers.
I got a lot of problems with you people.
All right. Higher, lower, or just right?
Let's go.
Hold on. What is it, are we sure this is a straight power ranking, or is it based on?
This is the
unsung
power
heroes?
rankings on ESPN.com as of a couple hours ago.
I find this very difficult to believe.
Okay. Well. it's
Yeah,
on there.
I
sent
do-
you the link.
I do too. I like. I think the other. Okay, I think you have to set some ground rules here too. Like,
How could the Bucks be number 4?
yeah, there's no scenario. They should be well down the list.
They were number 1 last week.
They
Well,
were
they're
number
not
one on this
anymore.
power poll.
Yeah, last week.
That's pretty silly.
Lose a game, lose a lot.
This is a nutso list.
It's a pretty crazy list.
I mean, the fact that the Patriots are on the outside looking in, and they're in first place in the AFC East.
All right. Who am I missing? I need one more. Oh, okay. And I don't know. I don't honestly know. I don't know if right now I would have Tampa Bay in my top 10.
I mean, given their current
think I would,
status,
as
they got a
current
lot
status.
of injuries.
I mean, they Bake was unbelievable, and he was so clutch in the fourth quarter of games, but that thing could be inverted pretty easily with their record. And now with the injuries to Evans, among others. Look, there's a lot of teams that are really banged up. I don't know. I might be looking at the Patriots in the top 10 right now. I'd have to. I know that they've had haven't they had a great run, New England? I know they just beat Tennessee, so that
the
doesn't
Patriots
count.
are 5-2.
I knew that. Let's see what. Okay, so they won 4 in a row. They beat the Oh yeah, they beat the Bills.
Yeah.
Beat the brakes off the Panthers. Beat the Bills 23-20. Beat the Saints 25-19. Beat the Titans 31-13. They lost to Pittsburgh, a game they could have won 24-14.
They turned it over 5 times twice inside the 2-yard line.
They beat the Dolphins, which isn't anything. One of their losses is to the Raiders in the opener. Braves lost at home to the Raiders in the opener.
Insane.
That's as
That's
bad
the most
as
incompetent
that's
team.
as bad as the Bengals losing to the Patriots last year in the
Holy
opener.
cow.
That's
It's right
a game
there,
that comes
Gibby.
back and bites
It's
you.
right there. It's right there. All right, I think I'm ready. I think I'm ready for my top 10 if that's where we're at.
Sure. Let's
Okay.
do it.
You want to go 1 to 10 or 10 to 1?
Up to you.
Let's go 1 to 10.
Okay.
Number 1.
Number 1. Who do you got?
Kansas City.
I went Indy 1 just to play fun based on how things are, but you won't.
I mean, I think right now, if you said to me there's one game,
well, I'm picking
I'm
Kansas
taking
City.
Kansas City over everybody in the league. So to me, they're number 1.
Yeah, I have them 2. I have Kansas City 2, so it was just basically respect out of Indy having them 1, but I have Kansas City 2.
Yeah, like if it was Indy, Kansas City.
I'm taking the Chiefs every
yeah,
time.
100%. I have Indy 2.
So,
Inverted.
yeah. 3. Who do you got 3?
Number 3.
Oh, there you
The
go.
Detroit Lions.
Samesies. Same. Yep. I got Detroit 3 as well.
So that would make them the best team in the NFC,
That would.
according to your conversation earlier.
Yes. So I convinced him. I
There
got
you
him
go.
on my side.
Mm-hmm.
Good job.
Every once in a while, State School wins.
Brown spotted.
Number 4.
Number 4.
Seattle.
I have Rams 4. I have Rams 4.
Number 5, Rams.
Seattle.
All right, so we're the same top 5.
It's funny how we do this. Like, we don't ever have any
You don't
dialogue
talk to
about
each
how
other
we just
about
write
it.
them down, and then it's similar. There will probably be some shakeup here. Who do you have at 6?
The Buffalo Bills.
I have the Green Bay Packers 6.
I have them 7.
I have the Bills 7.
Good God. Kumbaya.
Can't you idiots just disagree?
I mean, this is the reason why we win every year on the scores, because
That's right.
we know ball. And so we
Yeah.
see it similarly, and we both win.
8.
The New England Patriots.
Okay, I have them 10. So that'll be our biggest difference.
Okay.
Is that one. I have Philly 8.
Okay. I have them 9.
There you go. 9, you have Philly. I have San Francisco.
Okay. 10.
I have New England.
I have the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh,
Wow.
There we go.
The
I like
Dallas Cowboys. That is the best offense in the National Football
is.
League. Full stop. They're going to figure out how to play defense. They're in talks right now to go maybe get Max Crosby. And some talk there.
What if Jarrah was right
my next 4,
about
by
Micah?
the way.
What if he was right? What if he was right?
Right about what?
Micah.
In what sense?
Trade him. Let's not throw a bunch of money at him. Let's take the money we were
I mean,
gonna
he literally just won that game for Green Bay.
He did. He did. No, I know.
Single-handedly.
But if long term, if he's able to get Crosby, if he is able to take the 2 first-round picks and turn it into young defensive players that are on rookie deals, what if he wins it?
Sure, you could.
It's conceivable that he could win it.
Well, that's why there was a lot of talk about our situation
Yeah.
earlier this year. Yeah, my next 4, by the way, my next 4 were no particular order: Denver, Niners, Tampa, and for some reason I still think the Chargers are okay.
Weird losses for them, and their only wins the Miami win. They're so banged up, though. That's the other thing is you're trying to – some of these teams are so battered already.
And by the way, Baltimore's going to be in this list.
Dude, have you looked
soon.
at – Baltimore is going to be favored, I want to say, in like their next 7.
Yeah. They're
Or
going to be
8
like
games.
they could be
As
8
long as
they could be
Lamar's
8 and
coming
5.
back, which I
Yeah.
think he's trending toward coming back this
Yeah,
year.
but
Well,
he
they're-
did not practice on Monday.
Well, they can't dig too much more of a hole, but this is where they at. So they've got – you tell me – I'm going to give you their list of games. You tell me the first time they're an underdog if Lamar's healthy. Okay? First time they're an underdog, go ahead and speak. Bears at home. At Dolphins. At Vikings. At Browns. Jets at home. Bengals at home. Steelers at home. At Bengals. Patriots at home. At Packers. At Steelers. Maybe at Packers.
At Packers, they'll be underdogs. Yes.
Depending on who's playing and how everybody's going. So they will be favored in every game they play except for one if they're healthy.
Wow.
Yeah. They've played their hard teams
Yeah.
already. They've already played
They've
with
done
all the injuries. They've played the Rams, the Chiefs, the Lions, and the Bills. And now it's there for them, for sure.
Absolutely.
All right, there you go. Future of recycling is here. Rumpke Waste and Recycling is leading the way. New $100 million recycling facility is North America's largest, most technologically advanced recycling center of its kind. It's built right here in Ohio. Learn more by visiting rumpke.com. We'll do a little risk and reward presented by the Oswald Companies. Our buddy Dave Zastel will join us here in studio. You listen to Cleveland Browns Daily. We're presented by Bally Bet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns. Please bet responsibly on 850 ESPN Cleveland. And the Cleveland Browns High School Game of the Week, presented by Ohio Cat, showcases top matchups, rising stars across Northeast Ohio. Each week, fans vote for the game they want to see, and the winning team earns $3,000 in funding plus spotlight coverage on the Browns' social media channels. Time for Risk versus Reward, presented by the Oswald Companies. And for that, we are joined in studio by former Browns punter and current managing director at Oswald Companies, our good buddy Dave Zastel, in studio with us. It's nice to see you after a win, buddy. It's nice to see you anyway, but it's better after a win.
Oh, yeah, definitely better after a win. So it's good to be here. Thanks for having me on again.
I'm just excited. I'll turn my mic in. I'm just excited. This is the first time I've got to be a part of this.
I know, you're usually...
I don't know where I was.
Well, you were at UH last week.
Uh-huh. Yeah. And then I think one day I was on
He was
special
golfing.
assignment with
Luminary. Giving us he was golfing.
I'll throw you
He
under
was,
the bus.
he was. That's right.
By the way,
It was a nice day. I haven't
what
looked
an
at a golf
awful thing
club
to be
in
thrown
6
under the
weeks.
bus for. I was out there golfing, having the time of my life. I did
out there
miss
golfing.
Dave's ass.
No, it's great to be here
which
with
was
you.
sad.
Yeah, it's awesome.
When you're, we were talking off air a little bit about when you're in the middle of things not going right, and we alluded to this a little bit yesterday on the show. Sometimes it's just nice in professional sports to get a win and just kind of reset, take some of the pressure off, and just get a breath of fresh air. And it felt like that's what this organization did on Sunday.
Yeah, it's needed. We talked about this last week.
Yeah.
There's nothing like getting a win in the National Football League. There's just so much effort and time and meetings and coaches staying up late to watch. I mean, just to get that win, you see the snippets all around the league of the coaches in the locker room afterwards, and just that excitement that builds. Because NFL's it's hard. I mean, anybody can technically beat anybody in any given week. So when you get that win, you hope that starts building some momentum.
When you have a game that had conditions like ours did, and Schmidt makes all of his kicks, the 4 extra points and the 1 field goal, Corey had a nice day, keep pinning them deep a couple of times. What, as a punter or as a kicker, do you have to kind of go through in order to gauge how to hit the ball in those conditions?
Yeah, it's certainly different. I always talk to Phil Dawson. Him and I once again texted after the game. He called it the hurricane weather again because of the old Pittsburgh game back. I think it was 07 or 06 or something. But you want to get on the field and you want to really understand whether it's on one side of the field or the other at midfield. What is the wind doing? Where is it coming off? Where is it shifting? Typically, if it's in a southwest wind, we get a lot of southwest winds there. I don't know why or how. We always have. But it does move differently across the field. Now, for a kicker, it's a little differently because if you add the rain to that, and you saw what happened, I know Chris Boswell was more the field in Pittsburgh that he slipped.
Yes.
Those conditions on the field get slippery. It causes kickers to want to be more short with their steps. So for a kicker, I think it's a little bit even tougher based on that tough plant leg they put down on those field goals. But you want to walk the field. You want to get an idea. You want to obviously get kicks from different hashes going in both directions. And then if the wind's in your face, typically as a punter, you want to drop that ball down a little lower and try and drive it through the wind. But it's, when I woke up, I was at my daughter's soccer game at 10 o'clock in Medina and it was pouring down rain. I go, man, I don't miss these days.
Yeah, I bet not. It's good. It's a good advertisement for the upcoming dome. There's no doubt
and then you
about
got to
that.
check your cleats. You got to make sure you got your right studs on. So
When you, just so the audience can wrap their head around this and how precise you can be doing the job you did at the level you did it, in a climate-controlled, no-wind situation in a dome, how closely could you routinely get to the ball landing exactly where you wanted it to?
Well, I think specifically when Darren Bennett came over in 1995, played for the Chargers, he introduced that end-over-end pooch kick. It took a while for that to grow because special teams coaches were always groomed that they want to see that spiral nose over, and they didn't see that, you're not a good punter.
Yeah.
But over time, Shane Lecler's of the world, possibly former Hall of Famer, Mike Seyfried's, everybody started doing that. And it was no different than golf. When you're hitting a pitching wedge or 60 degree or something like that, I knew from the ball being snapped at the 40 to the 45 to the 50 how hard I had to kick that. And Ben Graham, who's one of the best that ever did it, said you're going to have one out of three has the potential to kick and roll forward. Well, I'll take 67% of knowing that if I can be aggressive with it, that could pin him inside the 10. So it really was more of where you were on the field of just repetitions on that end-over-end punt as far as knowing where you think that would. So, we'll be at home, and I'll watch punters punt from the 45, 50-yard line. I'll tell my little son, I'll go, he's in first grade, I go, this is going to land on the 10. This is going to land on the 15. Just because I've done it so many times, there's a lot of consistency to it.
That's amazing, that craft.
Yeah, when he came over, and you're right, the end over end, and I saw one this Sunday because I was home. We were home after the victory early, and I got to watch their 4 afternoon games. A guy dropped the ball this way, like width of it, and he punted it that way, and somehow hit kind of like this weird helicopter that hit and went straight out of bounds.
Yeah.
Really?
But he dropped it. Yeah, he dropped it fully straight across.
Wow.
Yeah, Sam
which
Cook,
I've never
Sam
seen
Cook
that.
in Baltimore invented a couple unique kicks. That was one of them. Another one was you turned it a little bit more, and they hit a knuckleball. So these returners come and see it, and it comes down like this on a knuckleball. So the problem is, if you mishit it, it's a really bad punt.
Yeah.
Really big miss.
That's right. Well, yeah, that's why you got to be good at that craft. For this team, and we've kind of talked about just the relief that comes with getting a win, and I thought it was kind of, in some ways, they made a real statement, defensively in particular, because it's not like the Dolphins, we knew they weren't a great team, 1-5, but they'd scored.
Yeah.
They'd scored 20-plus in 5 straight games. Didn't even let them get in the end zone, and we had them, Jim Schwartz, with all of those simulated pressures, the blitzes, all that. He had them completely disrupted. How big do you think this game was for our defense?
Oh, it was huge. I mean, everybody knows, I think even around the league, that the Browns have a top 5 defense. But the biggest thing about defense is forcing turnovers. And I think when you looked at this game, especially when you look at the offensive stats, they arguably would take turnovers away. They actually had about the same offensive stats as we did.
Yep.
So then you flip the special teams and the defense. But to get 3 turnovers, 1 on special teams, we talked about last week.
Yeah.
If you can get 2 out of 3 phases of the game that you win, you put yourself in a great position to play. And then I think the other part, Nathan, is if you look at the turnovers. We were significantly improved in the turnover margin compared to where the Dolphins were. So, Bo and I talked about last week, the thing about what the Browns haven't done that I think they did this week was they eliminated a lot of the penalties, a lot of the self-inflicting wounds that put them behind the 8 ball, so you're 1st and 10, 1st and 20.
And Miami did it.
Yeah, exactly.
They got
Miami
all the
started
penalties.
doing that. And then you make impacts on the special teams, the defense forced turnovers. It gives you a chance to win, and that was reflective, I think, on Sunday.
Yeah, and it allows for you to then – you're not chasing it like we were in Pittsburgh. You're throwing it 50 times, chasing it, trying to come back. You can rely on Judkins, who's got this home run ability, and now he looks like he's got a chance to be in the Rookie of the Year type conversation, and you can rely upon him. And then it brings it back to the defensive thing, and we talked about this last week of everything marrying. For the first time in a while, this defense got to play with the other team with one arm time behind its back. So you're going to throw every time. Now we got safeties going, throw it here, Tua, and they're jumping it.
Yeah.
And they're getting the picks. So it's like – it was just nice to have one of those things. Now, I think what we talked about a little bit yesterday was, and Dylan was really efficient. You want to talk about risk versus reward, and I know that's what we're here to talk about. He's 13 of 18, no mistakes. Ball comes out quick, no turnovers, very clean game. Now, the next thing will be the evolution of that, right? Is there's this offense, for us to be consistently winning, we've got to be able to get something going down the field, and to this point, we really haven't.
Yeah, but I think this game really proved what everybody thought, right? They thought Quinshon Junkins was an all-star running back. And it definitely, I wouldn't say he's Nick Chubb, but we have a lot of a lot of memories of Nick Chubb and how he impacted games. He went out and showed you what he could do. And so I think, even if you go forward, that balanced attack on offense, right? 50% run, 50% pass. You give the defense a little bit more of a question mark on what we're going to do. But that guy, what's amazing about him is even if he gets, there's plenty of plays where he's got a yard, but he's always falling forward, right? And I think when you have a running back that does that, the offensive line mentality makes you want to block even harder for that kind of guy. So I think I don't think there was much risk in the game. I think we knew that they were a bad defensive running team. I think we utilized that as a strength of ours. And you can runner, and I think we have to capitalize that going forward.
I'm going to remember that. It's a good way to
He hasn't
passionate runner.
He has not turned the football over, Dylan Gabriel, in
No.
3 starts. The Browns are 16-6 under Kevin Stefanski when they don't turn it over. Now 1-2, obviously, in this 3-game stretch. But if you keep doing that, it should lead to more success. But from that risk-reward standpoint, going on the road, our defense has not been on the road what it is at home, and it's been a couple of years now. And unfortunately, it is a pretty big discrepancy. You're going against now one of the hottest offenses in the league in New England. Drake May's playing quarterback as well as anybody. There will come a time when Dylan Gabriel is going to have to push the ball down the field, take some of those chances, and walk that fine line between aggressiveness and recklessness, because that's how plays are made in this league.
Oh, yeah.
That's how plays are made. And this is a game, I think, where it's probably going to be the case that he's going to have to do that.
Yeah, I mean, at some point you're going to have to let him loose. Because we're trying to figure out if he is our quarterback of the future, right? They're very high on him. He's very smart. I know he handles himself well. He makes good decisions. But at some point you have to see the whole package, and to do that, you got to throw the ball down the field. You got to threaten that defense, which obviously we all know is going to open up the run even a little bit more. But I also think how they brought him along is smart. Pittsburgh's kind of an anomaly. You get behind early or after halftime, you got to throw the ball. I get that, and you're going up against a good defense. But you have to also put them in a position that stretches the defense. A, to see if we can make the play, and then B, knowing it's going to open up the run.
The reality is, if the defense doesn't let Carson Wentz go 80 yards at the end of that game, we win that one. If we go 2-1 in these last 3 games, first of all, the season feels completely different right now, but also your evaluation of what you've gotten from Dylan Gabriel and what he's been asked to do and tasked to do looks a little different. Now we know that, okay, we 1-2 in these games. Yeah, this one was good, but it was Miami. Now you're going to get a real test in New England where he's probably going to have to let it rip a little more.
No doubt.
Yeah, and I think you made a really good point. When you look at the Cincinnati Bengals, we held Burrow in the offense 7 yards in the second half. You go out Baltimore, I get it. It's on the road. It's a tough game. You're going to have losses like that.
But we were darn good in the first half.
Exactly. But you look at Green Bay, upset them. You look at what we did against Minnesota, and we just talked about that. You look what happened against the Dolphins, a game you should have won. The team is competitive. I mean, they are going out there, and if they stop making mistakes on their own, we talked about this last week, they're going to put them in position to be competitive with that kind of defense every game.
And we just need to see that travel. That's the one thing that it hasn't traveled. You could say opponent-wise, but Cincinnati, that was with Burrow, was an elite offense. Yeah. Green Bay has been a good offense this year, and then you got Miami, which had scored 20+. In our 3 home games, we've given up 17, 10, and 6, so that's 33 points. On the road, we've given up 41, 34 in individual games.
Yeah.
In individual games, given up 75 and then 23. We've given up 98 points in 3 road games, and so we're giving up 3 times, basically 33 points a game on the road and 11 points a game at home.
It's
got to be
the difference. But in those 2 wins, what were really impactful? Special teams.
Teams
we blocked
again,
the kick in Green Bay. We caused the fumble and a kickoff against the Dolphins. I mean, that's what I'm saying. 2 out of the 3 units have to be impactful right now for us to win.
You have your risk-reward play of the game, brought to you by Oswald Companies, the official risk advisor of your Cleveland Browns. A lot to choose from in this one. How about the Wildcat? There's a little risk reward. It worked out pretty good
I was going to say that's something we're not used to seeing.
No,
we're not used to,
I liked it.
I saw Dylan Gabriel on the side. I'm like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
But no, I think that's another reason why you get Quinshon Judkins in the game. He can just do so much for you. I'd be wondering, going forward if he's going to pass off that or something. But now teams have to plan for that in the past they didn't have to plan for. So it's another wrinkle. It's another area. But yeah, great risk. And I think at the end of the day, he's showing that he's going to get you those yards.
Yeah, just roll with 10, man.
Well, it also makes it truly it's 11 on 11. If you have a quarterback out there who hands it off, the run game is basically the ball carriers out there. So really it'd be 9 on 11 with him getting it's 10 on 11. You have 10 guys to block, and he's got to basically there's only one guy unaccounted for. And he can certainly make them miss or run right through him.
His skill set, he's really good at finding a sliver. Mm-hmm. He can get up there. You hit this a couple. I thought in college, I thought he ran a lot like Kareem did early in Kansas City. Yeah. And you hit me with this early in the season, and I can't shake it. It was a really good comparison, Le'Veon Bell, where he gets to the line, and then he can take that almost millisecond pause, and then goes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And he did that a couple of times in this game, and that's
we just got to get him to the line of scrimmage untouched. He had more yards after contact than he had yards in this game, which means on average he's being hit behind the line of scrimmage. We've got to give him an opportunity when he does. He can hit it. And questions, he's got more 30-yard runs than anybody in the NFL through 7 weeks, and he didn't play in week 1.
He's doing that with an offensive line that shifts all the time. We got different tackles every game. We got people moving around. So that a lot of that's communication that maybe isn't there all the time is a consistent offensive line would be, and he's still getting those yards. So I think as long as that offensive line continues to communicate, play together a little bit more, I think you're going to see them on the same.
I'm pretty sure we've had 7 different starting combinations in 7 games. Because this one would have been Lucas and Robinson. Yep. Last week would have been Robinson and Conklin, who got knocked out of that game.
Yeah. And you do all that without David Njoku.
Yeah.
That's true, too.
Get him back.
Good seeing you, buddy.
Yes.
Yeah, great. Thanks for having me, guys. Yeah, always great to be here.
Great to see Dave. Of course, Managing Director at Oswald Companies, great Dave Zastel joining us here in studio for Risk versus Reward presented by Oswald Companies. We'll do one thought around the entire NFL coming up next. Thanks for listening. Cleveland Browns Daily, 850 ESPN Cleveland. This month's winner of the local business platform presented by Minuteman Association with Medical Mutual and Envision Design Group. Locally owned in Menor, Envision Design Group is dedicated to crafting authentic, innovative, and affordable brand solutions. Visit clevelandbrowns.com/community/local business platform. Time for one thought around every NFL game of Week 7. Hello, Gibby.
That was on me.
It's all right.
For those of you listening, they got a
Nobody
full
knew anything, Gibby. I
music
wasn't
interlude.
going to throw you under the bus.
No.
I don't do that here on this show.
I admit.
I'm a team player.
I admit error.
I was willing to take it, Gibbs.
No. That was on me. I don't know why that pot got potted down. It's all right. See, I admit my faults and mistakes. So therefore, I can tee off on Nathaniel.
Huge grin. Hate to see it.
Sad.
Don't you have obligations tonight? I'll think about you. I'm cocktailing.
I do. Listen, that means
Company man,
your
corporate Nate.
services are in demand.
Corporate Nate. He's got
Nothing
work.
wrong with
He's got
that.
work.
While you're done happy houring, I heard you talking about happy hours earlier. I'm going to be out there.
Yeah,
grinding,
we got a
working
going
late
away
into the
party
night
for
to
one of
deliver
our ticket
corporate
people.
partners and to deliver for this organization and for the best fans in football because the work never stops when it's this important. I love you all. Gibby's going to be like, happy hour. I don't even know what that is. You know what's happy for me? Hard work. That's what makes me happy.
That's why he's off on Friday. It's all right.
What was the do you guys remember
I'm sorry, folks. It's my 25-year college reunion. I've never been to one single reunion in my whole life. I'm going to my 25-year
Who goes to college reunions?
Apparently me.
He's
Apparently
going.
me. I've never done it before. I've never been to a high school reunion, never been to a college reunion, never been to any kind of reunion. But I'm going this year, and that's why I'm taking Friday off.
The wife
but
sign
I will
off
make
on
sure
this?
that I bring the scores to you. Don't you
Are you
worry.
taking Luca
I'll be
with you?
ready. No.
That'd
Maybe
be
you
amazing
should.
if you
Maybe you should.
be like the Hangover.
Maybe Kayla needs a little time
If
off.
it was like the
Gibby,
Hangover, and you rolled in there.
Because work never stops, Gibby. I'm going there,
Little Carlos.
and then I'm going to get myself to Rhode Island because we have a game on Sunday. They call that an open jaw in the airline industry.
Oh man.
With that in mind, let me welcome you to One Thought from Week 7 in the National Football League. We start in London. Rams 35, Jags 7. The hardest working man in this building, Nathan Zagura, kick us off.
Thank you.
Finally, a little respect. Thank you very much, Gibby.
Very nice of you, Gibby.
I love the Rams. You have to wonder, as this is a copycat league, does this change the way that every team approaches London? They flew in on a red-eye Friday night, get in on Saturday, and then they whoop the Jags on Sunday, 35-7. Stafford throws not one, not two, not three, not four, but 5 touchdowns, 3 of them to Devontae Adams, who has a bizarre stat line. It was a great fantasy day. 5 catches for 35 yards and 3 touchdowns. It's 7 yards a catch. What are we doing?
Yeah, no Nakua for them. That's the
No
first thing,
problem.
That's the first thing I thought of when I think Gibby illuminated us of their plans, how they were going to stay on the East Coast, and I thought, well, yeah, why wouldn't you do that? Why wouldn't you just fly Friday, be there Friday midday to get acclimated? Just treat it like you're going east to west. Why would you make it more than what it is? I think I love that for McVay. I thought it's pretty smart, and I love that Rams team. That type of dominance without Nakua,
it
had to be brutal. It had to be brutal. But they're off this week, right?
Yep.
So they get the bye
They get the
to kind of wrap their heads
Yep.
around it.
We were trying to figure out, I think it's an 11.5 or 12-hour flight
Yeah,
home.
that's serious.
Yeah. The lot of fool's gold in the Travis Hunter stat line, 8 for 101, but a lot of it was garbage time. And I don't know. I really don't know what Jacksonville is. They've lost that. They beat the Niners and Chiefs in back-to-back. They get the Chiefs on a Monday night, and then they lost at home to the Seahawks, and they lost to the Rams. They get the Raiders and Texans and Cardinals, and then Chargers, then Cardinals next 4. They got to go 3-1 in that stretch to lead me to believe that they're a team of consequence again.
They are definitely a team of consequence.
Up next.
You're talking about
I'm talking about the Jaguars. They need to win 3 of their next
Raiders,
4.
Texans, Chargers, Cardinals.
They need to win 3 of those 4.
They
to be
very
a
well
team of
could.
They lose one of those, though,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
they're same old Jags.
I thought I heard you say Cardinals again, and then I was like, oh, that would be
No,
the
no,
Rams
yeah.
would have to be that.
Up next to the Sunday 1 o'clock slate, Chiefs 31, the Raiders nothing. Bo Bishop.
They are 3-3. Kansas City is. Patrick Mahomes is the favorite to win the MVP because of what he's done the last 2 weeks and what everyone believes is now coming with Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy and everything humming. Look out. Look out. Here they come again.
Segura?
He's over here.
I will not come unglued by things that go bump in the night. I don't know what just happened over there, but something.
Was it a chair stuck
It was
underneath
a chair
the?
stuck underneath.
but then it
and
unstuck
rotated
itself.
And then unstuck.
Then it
Itself.
becomes a
We have
projectile.
a haunted studio.
Haunted studio. That's right.
Hate
The
to see
ghosts were saying, we don't want to hear any more of that lip give it. Raiders ran 30 offensive plays in this game. That's right. That is not a mistake. I'm not speaking out of turn. They ran 30 offensive plays in the game.
Jeez.
The Chiefs, by the middle of the second quarter, after 3 possessions,
Yep.
had run 42 offensive plays.
That seems like more.
Their first 5 possessions, 92 yards, touchdown, 84 yards, touchdown, 94 yards, touchdown, 65 yards, touchdown, 66 yards, field goal, and then they just mailed it in and said, we're going to run out the clock. That's through the third quarter. Touchdown, field goal, all of them 65 yards or more. The Raiders' longest drive on the day was their opening drive, which netted 16 yards.
Jeez.
Their possessions went for 16, 11, 6, 6, -3, 7, 4, -2, 9, 2. I don't know what they're doing. I think they probably have to fire Pete Carroll like immediately. They probably have to
Who
bench
gave
Geno
the
Smith.
money? Like, good grief.
They are
Tom
a
Brady did.
disaster.
Yeah, all his insider trading isn't helping much, is it?
They are a
Nope.
disaster.
They're a mess. Yeah.
a mess, and
Good.
they are.
They have a lot of problems,
They're
too.
far from getting out of it.
Yeah.
Up next,
Rashee Rice.
in
Can
a
you imagine if Vegas wouldn't have been there for them? Like, what would have happened to the Raiders if they couldn't have gotten to Vegas? Like, if Vegas didn't have the infrastructure to build that
Should have
stadium
stayed in
to make it
Oakland
work.
and been the Oakland Raiders. 'cause
No, I
it's
understand,
awesome.
but they have. I agree with you. That would have been fine. But the reality is, they were never going to get a new stadium there.
Yep.
They've been incompetent
Yep.
the entire time since they moved all of it. Like, those games would be like that. Where would that franchise have been if not? I mean, Vegas was a bailout
Yep.
completely.
By the way, the Chiefs outpossessed the Raiders 42 minutes to 17 minutes and 52
Jeez.
seconds.
Pretty dominant.
perfect.
The Chiefs had 30 first downs in the game. The Raiders ran 30 plays. 30 first downs.
God.
Next up, the team that's competing with the Dolphins to be the 31st team in the National Football League. Titans lose to the Patriots and Mike Vrabel's return to Nashtucky, 31-13. Zagaro, one thought.
We're going to get to see him. We're going to go ahead and get the whole Drake May experience. But are people aware of what Drake May is doing? I don't know that people are aware of what Drake May is doing.
Give him the stat line for this week.
Drake May this week was 21 of 23 for 222 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. On the season, he has now ripped up a quarterback rating of more than 100 in 6 straight games. His quarterback rating's been over 135 in 4 of those 6 straight games. And in that time, he has thrown 6, 8, 11 touchdowns with only 1 interception. He is leading the NFL right now, completing 75.2% of his passes. He's leading the NFL right now with a quarterback rating of 116.4 on the season. 12 touchdowns, 2 picks, 8.6 yards per attempt. He has been sensational, and he's also pretty darn good with his legs as well. He's got 200 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns on the ground through the 7 games. Also, Drake May is playing football at a level and an efficiency that we have not seen in a long time, and it's not because you're saying, oh, they're just lining up all these stars
No.
for him to throw the football
That
to.
ain't it.
Their leading receiver is Stephon Diggs, who has caught 39 of his 44 targets. 39 of his 44 targets for 456 yards. And then this guy, what does he have to do to get more opportunities? Quinshon Booty is caught 20 of his 25 targets for 356 yards, averaging 70.8 yards a catch, 4 touchdowns. He is averaging 14.2 yards per target.
Pretty good.
Their efficiency is nuts. Hunter Henry's got 300 yards. I mean, they've been wild. And here's the thing, folks. Nobody gets it. I don't get it. Travion Henderson basically does not play. I think he played a season-low 9 snaps last week.
Yeah.
and they're still getting it done. They are impressive to watch so far this year. Their differential is almost plus 50, plus 48. That is called, you got the quarterback, you got the coach, and now they are rolling.
And get out of the way. Pretty good quarterback class that had Caleb Williams, Drake May, and Jaden Daniels. Not bad.
They were 4-13
Bo Nix,
last year
too, in that draft. Penix.
Yeah.
That's a loaded draft.
They were
5 starting quarterbacks in that first round that all look pretty decent.
They were 4-13 last year.
No, I know. Yeah. I am concerned that I don't know if Cam Ward's going to be able to survive all of this. And that's probably why they pulled the trigger as quickly as they did with Callahan and had to make that change. He actually completed a pretty high percentage of his passes, probably the highest on the year for him, 25 of 34. He has an interception, an inexplicable fumble. I just going to be really hard for him to survive it.
Yeah.
Nope. No mic. No mic. Your mic's not on.
Next up, the Carolina Panthers. They've won 3 in a row. They're 4-3 on the football season.
Is this first show?
Panthers beat
Welcome
the
to
Jets.
the industry.
Is this
13-6,
brother?
Is this for show?
No one's listening anyways. We've
That's
got
true.
a new time slot, remember?
That's true. We do.
Yeah.
Now, see, if you want, that's a good way to get allies. You want? I'll get on
You
that.
get all
I'll
the
get on
allies
that
you want,
train
Jimmy.
with you. Yeah, I'll get on that train. Yeah, I agree.
Bo Bishop, lead us off.
Carolina has won 4 out of 5.
Yeah,
They won 4 out of 5 games, and they beat the Cowboys in this stretch. They beat the Falcons 30-0 in this stretch. The Patriots did beat them 42-13, but they've won 4 out of 5. They're really competent. The one thing I don't understand about Carolina is, and now they're 5-3 and inching closer to NBC, getting a double or nothing on me that I had no interest nor ever thought would be possible. The other thing that I think about though with them is I don't understand why it's not just Rico Dowdle always. Like, he was unbelievable in 2 games for them. Hubbard comes back, and they split it. I think he's 16 carries. Hubbard's or 17-16.
he's 17 for 79. Hubbard was 14 for 31. Just to be this a little,
I mean,
fairness to Chuba Hubbard.
do you have him on a fantasy team or something?
No. But the year before,
Okay, but now
he was 1,200 yards, 10 touchdowns, 5 yards a carry.
Yeah, but this dude's the dude now. I mean, he's 200 in back-to-back games, and then
he was
has to
1,000
split.
By the
It's
way,
not like he's a bum with Dallas.
He was a 1,000-yard rusher for the Dallas Cowboys last year. He ran for 1,079, 4.6 yards carries, leading the league right now, 5.6 yards a carry. Yes, I think he should be getting the bulk of the work. It is just incredible to me how Dallas, like, we don't have a running. They just let that guy go. Now, he signed with Carolina. I believe I have this right. I think he signed a 1-year deal for, like, $3 million.
Okay.
Like, there was just no 1 year,
market.
$2.75 million.
Wow.
Jeez.
It's just,
I mean, 23 for 206, 30 for 183, 17 for 79. That's his last 3 games.
he's quite good.
Go ahead, Gibby.
Okay. I didn't know if we were looking up anything else.
No, we're good.
We're good.
We're good.
All right. Bears have won 4 in a row. They take down the hapless New Orleans Saints 26-14. Zagura, one thought.
So people are talking about in New Orleans, we got to trade Chris Olave, or he's being mentioned as a trade target. Why in the world would you trade Chris Olave? He's young, he's a weapon, and you're going to be in the quarterback market soon. I don't even understand that.
That said, if you are willing to trade him, I'd take him.
I would take him in
Please.
a heartbeat.
Yeah,
5
I'd
catches
take
for
him up
98
here.
yards and
Yeah.
a touchdown in this one.
Bring him up here.
The Bears weren't good in this game.
No.
They were not great in this game, but they did enough. DeAndre Swift had a nice game running the football. Their other running back had a nice game running the football. They didn't really have to throw it much because, Spencer Rattler turned it over 4 times. And you have to wonder, and Spencer, I took them. I thought that they should have, and without the turnovers, I think they probably would have lost but covered. But at some point, you got to say to yourself, and again, Rattler's been just fine this year. They're not even talking about Tyler Shuck. So was that is he that bad?
I don't know. I don't understand it.
I mean, at this point, Rattler's 1-12 as a starter in the NFL.
We've seen enough.
We have a pretty
he
good
must
idea.
be that much better. Yeah. Chicago could be onto something with those 2 backs. DeAndre Swift, obviously, we know about. Monungai was a stud at Rutgers and is starting to come into his own a little bit. And remember what he did with Detroit with the 2 backs.
Yep.
and leaned heavy on that. It feels like he's trying to recreate that a little bit. 40 rushing attempts for them in that win against New Orleans.
Up next, the Eagles. They get right, at least for this week. They take down the Minnesota Vikings 28-22. Nice to see Carson Wentz coming back to reality. Bo Bishop, one thought from you.
I saw they play Thursday night this week. Minnesota does,
and I believe Wentz will get the start.
Wentz is starting again.
Yeah, I just have my antennas up on J.J. McCarthy, like why he's not back yet.
He said if it was a Sunday game, I think he would play.
Yeah, but they like last week, like he could have came back. But what's going on? Why is this taking this long for J.J. McCarthy to get back?
Was it
It's been a long time, man. I mean, it's been a long time that he's been out. So yeah, and then from the Philly side of it, they got rolling a little bit. Hurts 19 of 23, 326, 3 touchdowns. They got going a little bit.
Good for Hurts. Yeah, they got it going down the field. Is what's happening with Saquon Barkley one of the biggest year-to-year drop-offs we've ever seen?
What do you make? How do you make sense of it? 2.4, 18 for 44. Cover Madden. Good job out of you, Gibby.
You're welcome.
Last year, 5.8 yards a carry. This year, 3.3 yards a carry. His long run on the season is 18 yards. 18 yards. I think it could be the touches. He touched the ball 378 times last year.
Just wore out. Yeah.
And if you look at his history in 2022. He made the Pro Bowl with the Giants. That year, he touched it 352 times, 1,650 yards, and 10 touchdowns. He rushed that season, averaged 4.4 yards carry. The next year, all the numbers dipped down to 3.9 yards per carry.
Yeah.
So you just wonder if it's maybe just the beating that his body took, and then those are regular season numbers.
Yeah.
So 378 touches there. And then in the playoffs last year, he had 104 more touches in 4 games.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
So he touched the ball basically 500 times and put up nearly 3,000 yards of offense. And he just doesn't seem the same.
J.J. McCarthy, high right ankle sprain.
It was a high ankle sprain. When did he get hurt?
Week 2.
He got hurt.
They said it was expected to be a 6-week recovery timeline. I'd never heard 6-week recovery timeline
either. No.
Maybe there's some stuff with quarterbacks
there was even talk that he was going to play in the London game. Remember, they brought him over there because he was going to play because they were over there for 2 weeks.
It's like when Kenny Pickett was here and he was practicing where he missed over a month with a hamstring.
Yeah, it was.
All right, onward we go to the 4 o'clock slate. Zagura will kick us off here as the team with the best record in the National Football League goes to 6-1. Colts take down the Chargers 38-24. One thought.
This was a beating,
it sure was.
And I did get to watch a lot of it. Who was on the call for this? Do you know that, Gibbe?
Chargers and Colts?
Yeah. It should have been. This should have been.
It was Ian Eagle and J.J. Watt.
Ian Eagle and J.J. Watt. Okay. So at the end of the first half, there was a sequence that I found so odd. So they were up, were the Chargers at that point. They were up 20-3. I mean, the Colts were up 20-3. They had the ball in a 2-minute situation.
Mm-hmm.
They opted not to go full out, and J.J. Watt was like losing his mind. He's like, they could have scored a touchdown here. If they end up losing this game, we're going to look at this. And what they were doing clearly was they're like, things are going great.
Mm-hmm.
If we can score, great. But as long as if we could kick a field goal, also good. But as long as the Chargers don't possess the football again, and we're at worst 20-3, we're good. And Dimes got him down. They kicked the field goal. He was like apoplectic about it. And I'm like, seemed to make pretty good sense.
Yeah.
They were always in control of this game. Danny Dimes just looks phenomenal. Jonathan Taylor has been a machine. They've got a home run hitter in Alec Pierce. Warren can do everything they need him to do. Pittman's basically like having another big-bodied tight end out there. They have everything you want on offense, and their line is playing well. Their defense is playing well. They are a legitimate Super Bowl contender right now.
How about the Chicago Bears took Colston Loveland over Warren?
Well, I don't know what Colston Loveland is.
Well, I know what Tyler Warren was at Penn State. He was the best player on a team that played in the national semifinal last year.
For sure.
And we knew what he was. And I understand they don't use Loveland much, but like Warren's sitting there, you're like, you need a tight end. Like, geez, man,
so
watch the tape.
That was one, though, that the league was very split on. So Warren was people thought was kind of Gronkish.
Yeah.
And that Loveland was like a Kelsey, like that kind of a receiver. I mean, a lot of people had Loveland as the first tight end, but they were clearly the top two. But here's what I don't understand. You draft this kid, 10th overall.
Now, this kid you definitely have in fantasy.
In one league, but that's not even the point. That's not why I'm going.
No, I know, but you have a passion that is reserved only for Zagura fantasy properties.
Doesn't even matter. It really. I mean, he was drafted to be a backup tight end on my fantasy team.
If we
anyway.
had a trial of Zagura on when you have fantasy guys and the anger
Sure.
of their not being used, I think that it's that.
Why
I can
is
tell.
he not playing?
I
much?
don't know. I don't know.
Why you draft him 10th overall? Like you're saying, I think you're going to be a centerpiece of my. For example, so Loveland's snap counts 57%, 53%, 10%, 42%. This was a season high 67% this week, but that's because Cole Kmet got hurt. Whereas if you pull up Warren, which was also drafted in the first round, 73%, 93%, 70%, 89%, 71%, 88%, 92%.
Yeah.
I just don't understand what the point. And the other guy they don't really play is Luther Burden.
No.
Those are their first 2 picks.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird with some guys. I mean, we saw that with Travion. Like, he's not getting much in New England, and he was the top of the second-round guy. The Caleb Johnson kid at Pittsburgh, I mean, like, they don't trust him since he bought, and he's a second-round guy at running back. So, yeah, it's strange sometimes.
Aronde Gadsden, the second, was a 5th-round pick, and he's playing more than Colston Loveland.
Before we get to the next one here, just some news from Rich Samini, our friend in New York. Jets head coach Aaron Glenn moving toward naming Tyrod Taylor the team's new starting quarterback, benching Justin Fields.
Well, and obviously Tyrod was so great last week that you'd want to run that back out there after you give. And I saw Woody Johnson's comments. Is that the game we're doing next, or have we done that game
no,
already?
We already
We've
did
it.
game.
Yeah, like you gave him the money, dude.
Yeah.
You gave him the 2 years, 40. Nobody said you got to do that. Last week, just to give you an idea of Tyrod Taylor's excellence, 10 of 22, 126 yards, 2 picks. So more of that, please. Like, you gave Fields 2 at 40. You must have saw something in there. Why would you bail on it now at this point? For Tyrod,
doesn't make any sense.
No.
Next up, and we got to go a little quicker.
It just doesn't make any sense. Just let Justin Fields be whatever he's going to be, and let him try to fight. You sign him like
it's in the brochure.
There's no future
Don't
in
turn
Tyrod
him
Taylor.
into something that he's not. Accentuate his strengths.
Yep.
Obviously, they're limited in terms of traditional football, but
They don't even have
you
Garrett
can
Wilson
win with
right
him.
now.
Like, come on.
Broncos 33, Giants 32. Bishop.
It's
One of the craziest games you'll ever see.
I know, we talked
One of the
watching it
craziest
live.
fourth
It
quarters.
made no sense. It just was crazy, just absolutely dumbfounding to watch.
Packers 27, Cardinals 23. Zagura, one thought.
This is why they traded for Micah Parsons. Kind of honestly a middling day from their offense. Jacoby Brissett, by the way, is just slinging the pill around the yard. 279 and 2. McBride is a stud for them. Marvin Harrison Jr. continues to be rather invisible. But Micah Parsons in this game, 3 sacks, 4 tackles for a loss, 5 quarterback hits. He won them this game down the stretch. That's why they got him. The Packers are legit. They need to open it up a little more on offense, though, and get that thing going.
Yeah, I think the Loves, he's still pretty good. He's just under 1,500 yards, 10 touchdowns, 2 picks. I just think there's more with Green Bay offensively than what we're seeing.
And they're still 4-1-1.
Yeah, they're
with
doing
their
quite
only
well.
loss being to us that they would consider a lot of things had to go right in a very, or for them wrong in a short period of time to lose that game.
Cowboys 44, Commies 22. Bo Bishop, one thought.
You could make a very strong argument that Dak Prescott is playing better football than anybody in the NFL right now.
Yes.
At any position.
That's right. He should be
leading the MVP.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they've been without CeeDee Lamb, and he just keeps doing it. He puts up 30 points every week. He was incredible in this game. Incredible. Washington
so
down all their
fun to watch.
receivers obviously is problematic, but
they stink.
Yeah.
All right, one final one. Zagura, one thought. 49ers 20, Gutless Falcons back to being gutless 10.
Just Kyle Shanahan and what he's being able to do right now with all the chaos and injuries around him is incredible. My dad we were talking that day on the way home from the game. He's like, I just hope he doesn't try to too much McCaffrey. My dad's like, they need to play Brian Robinson more. I don't understand with all this McCaffrey. And I'm like, Dad, put some respect on McCaffrey's name, please. 24 for 129, 2 touchdowns rushing, 7 for 70. He's like, well, that looked like vintage McCaffrey.
Okay. It did. Spumoni, Nate.
Yeah.
Falcons, man, away from home, two totally different teams. Is this so much more to come? So much more to come. You're listening to Cleveland Browns Daily. We're presented by Ballybet, official sports betting partner of Cleveland Browns. Please bet responsibly on 850 ESPN Cleveland. Junior Browns backers, presented by University Hospitals, Rainbows, Babies, and Children, associated with Cardinal Credit Union. The Cleveland Browns official kid club is back. Season number 2, 4 to 12 are the ages. Give your kid a season full of Browns memories with exclusive gear, experiences, and events. And visit juniorbrownsbackers.com to join. And join Z and Gerard Thursday night, 7 to 8. Kevin Stefanski's Coach live from Slim and Chubby's in Strongsville. Here from Coach. Meet Miles Harden. Register
Always working them late nights, baby.
Autographed merch courtesy
30,
of our friends
30.
at Bud Light. You imagine the time clock when you come up to it and they're going, God, how much is he going to work? This guy. It's probably embarrassed.
More.
It's embarrassed.
More.
You just keep taking
They're like,
it on.
we don't even have
enough room.
There aren't enough columns.
There's not enough columns for all this work that you're doing.
Hours.
I'm going to go
grief.
throw up in the bathroom over here.
Thanks for listening, everybody. Cleveland Browns Daily, 850 ESPN Cleveland.